Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about a new collection from ColourPop, a Disney collaboration that I did not expect. This is a collection with Disney's Lizzie McGuire. So, gonna be real with you, Lizzie McGuire is not really a show I watched much. I don't have a lot of nostalgic connection to it. The show premiered in 2001. I was already 16 years old, so I was not quite the target audience. I had moved past the limited to phase of my life, and I was already in, still in the same mall, but I was at Hot Topic by the time Lizzie McGuire came out. So I think the target audience for the show was probably just slightly younger than me. I've definitely seen it. I'm not completely unfamiliar with the show. I just wasn't really watching it at the time, and I don't have a lot of personal connection or personal feelings towards it. Apologies in advance if I don't get some of the references and shade names and stuff like that. I'm a middle-aged lady now. So with that being said, let's just get into the info. We have a new Lippie scrub. As expected, this entire collection has really, really cute, very colorful, bubbly, cartoony Lizzie McGuire packaging. So I'm going to give you some really close-up looks at all of the packaging. This is the Bubblegum Pop Lippie Scrub. Of course, it smells very, very strongly of a bubblegum candy flavor. Comes with a little stopper to keep it nice and fresh. Here's what it looks like. Before I give you a texture shot, I wanted you to see the process. I find this very satisfying. They have not yet confirmed prices, but I'm guessing this one will be around $10. There are two Glitterally Obsessed body glitters. Keeping with the very early 2000s vibes of this collection, we have two Glitterally Obsessed glitter gels. Just your friendly eye safety reminder that these are formulated for body and hair. So you can put them in your hair, you can put them on your cheeks, but these are not meant to go on the eyes. So I recommend not using them on your eyes. Let's take a little look at the swatches of these. The lighter, more iridescent champagne shade is called Sing to Me Paolo, and then the bright pink is called Get a Grip. These both have smaller glitter particles, and they don't have any of the glitter shapes in them this time. A little flower shape would have been cute though. We have two blushes in this collection. We have two pressed powder blushes, and I forgot to tell you when we were talking about the Glitterally Obsessed, I'm guessing those are going to be around 10 each, and my assumption is that these blushes will be around 12 each. Again, they have not confirmed the prices. I'm just guessing based on some previous collections. I was looking at the Animal Crossing collection that has some similar types of products to this one, so that's sort of what my guess is based off. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, so don't shoot the messenger. Just trying to mentally prepare you for what these prices may be. Now, taking a close-up look at the blushes, we do have a little pattern stamped into the powder, and these blush compacts are magnetic. They are a heavy-duty cardboard, and each blush does have a little mirror inside. Both of the blushes are very, very glittery mattes. This is not an overspray. This is a part of the actual formula. So I'm going to give you a close-up look at both blushes side by side. We have a lighter, more cool bubblegum pink, and then a brighter, more red-based pink. Both are quite glittery, and as you can see here in the swatch, that glitter does tend to show up once this product is applied to the skin. Now, I wanted to give you a bunch of comparisons because I think that these two blush colors, a lot of their special collections, they've been doing two different blushes, and there are some pretty darn similar colors out there in their more recent special collection blushes. So here we're looking at the Sailor Moon ones. I also wanted to show you these two blushes, also very glittery mattes from the Animal Crossing collection. That color Flower Power is pretty similar to Dee-lish. It's a little bit more mauvey, a little bit more of a dusty mauve type of color and not quite as bright bubblegum pink. And then lastly, I also wanted to show you the Hello Kitty blushes. This is another one where we got 2 blushes. They were glittery mattes with the special print. This seems like a kind of a cycle that they're stuck in, so I'm sort of ready for something new in the blush department from ColourPop. Now on to lips. There are 4 So Juicy glosses in the Lizzie McGuire collection. The So Juicy glosses are going to be sold in these little lip duos. I don't know if they will be sold individually as well. I'm kind of guessing that they will be, but the package that ColourPop sent me just has these duos. Now, these So Juicy glosses are very minty, tingly, kind of that plumping gloss feeling, but these have a special scent. They are very, very bubblegum scented, and I actually really like the fragrance of these. I'm just not a big fan of clear, glittery glosses, and I definitely don't like the feeling of minty, plumping glosses. These seem especially strong to me. The other ones weren't quite this intense. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting weak in my old age. But as you can see here, these look pretty similar. I'm not going to lip swatch them. They all look the same on the lips. I would say just pick your favorite character and go for that. And lastly, we have the eyeshadow palette. This is a 12-pan palette. This is a 12-pan eyeshadow palette, and it's called What Dreams Are Made Of. Let's take a close-up look at the eyeshadow palette. It's called What Dreams Are Made Of, and this is back to their regular pan size. So we saw a little bit larger eyeshadow pan size in Limoncello. This What Dreams Are Made Of palette is back to what the other eyeshadow palette pan sizes are, based on the Sailor Moon palette, the Pretty Guardian palette. That one was priced at $22 US, so I would not be surprised if this one is around that 20 to 22 mark. And I do want to point out that we have quite a few shades with not intended for use in eye area warning here. I'll point those shades out when we look inside the palette. This is a cardboard packaging with a magnetic closure and a mirror inside. Then when we look close up at the shades here, they all have shade names printed inside next to the pans. We have 5 regular shimmers, 3 mattes, 1 satin, which is that purple, darkest purple on the bottom, 1 pressed glitter, which is the shade Please on the top row, and then 2 mattes with glitter down there on the bottom row. Now, the shades that have the eye safety warning, most of them are for pigment. So the only one that I really say, you know, don't use on your eyes is the pressed glitter. The other shades I recommend patch testing. I will link a video where I go into greater detail down in the description box. Highly recommend you check that out for more info about eye safety. Now, let's take a look at the swatches. As always, I want to show you both finger and brush swatches of this palette. The finger swatches are pictured on top. Each corresponding brush swatch is below. I do all of my swatches on dry skin, no primer, no dampened brush or anything like that, so you can see the shadow performance in 2 ways here. Now that you've seen the swatches and all the info on the What Dreams Are Made Of palette, I do want to show you a quick eyeshadow tutorial for this look that I'm wearing today, and then we'll do just a couple of comparisons. wise, especially in the ColourPop family. So I just have a couple of swatch comparisons I want to show you with the What Dreams Are Made Of palette, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. The very first palette that came to mind for me for comparisons with this one is the Fade into Hue palette. It's one of their more colorful releases of late. And as you can see here, we got some pretty close shades. The only one that I was missing anything even remotely close to is the very, very first shimmery pale shade. And that's not, you know, crazy special or anything. The other one I went right for was the Pretty Guardian palette. This is the Sailor Moon palette. And the What Dreams Are Made Of palette is quite a bit darker. I feel like there's a little bit more richness in this one, a little bit more depth. Pretty Guardian is very, very light, very, very pastel, but the color story is similar. What I really was interested in was making my own palette from my ColourPop singles. I have a very extensive ColourPop single shadow collection, and I felt like I could really recreate this color story using my singles. Now, most of these single shadows are either discontinued or have been out of stock for 800 million years. So it may be that you already have these colors in your collection, or it may be that you've been missing out on these, and now this What Dreams Are Made Of palette is a great way to get your hands on a very similar color. Overall thoughts on this collection are kind of mixed for me. I know that the #1 criticism people are gonna have of this collection is that it looks like kids makeup. I think it's supposed to. I think that's kind of the point, is playing off that early 2000s nostalgia. So if that's not for you, totally get it. It's kind of not really for me either, but I think that it really is achieving that goal that it's going for. So while I agree it does look like kids makeup, I don't think that's really a bad thing in this case, because I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to look like something that you were gonna go and buy at the Limited Too, and it 100% does look like that. For me, personally, my feelings are kind of mixed on this collection. Like I said at the beginning, I don't really feel a lot of nostalgia for this show and for this kind of style and this era. So while that doesn't really appeal to me, I don't actually think that it's bad. I think they really hit the nail on the head. The glitters, the little So Juicy glittery gloss tubes are spot on. The packaging is spot on. The colors are spot on. I know that the people who feel connected to this show and this time period are probably going to love this. Just because that stuff's not for me doesn't mean that I think it shouldn't exist. Does that make sense? I know there are the perfect customers out there for this collection, and I'm glad that it exists for them. I don't really wear the So Juicy glosses. I prefer the Luxe glosses. I'm not a big fan of clear glosses with glitter in them. I don't wear body glitter, so those items just aren't made for me. The blushes are the biggest disappointment for me, I think, because these are the same kind of bright pink, bright coral with a bunch of glitter in them that we've seen from a ton of ColourPop collections recently. While those colors do fit within all of the respective collections that they've been featured in, I think this particular collection could have been a really fun one to do something a little bit more out of the box, because this collection is really centered around a lot of bright colors. It could have been a good opportunity to do something different, like a purple blush and an orange blush, just something to mix it up a little bit, because I think that these blush shades in particular have just gotten really redundant in the special collections specifically. Now, I will say, I think that the standout is the eyeshadow palette. This is an interesting mix of colors. I like the way that it's laid out. Because there are a lot of bright colors in here, the layout makes it really intuitive. You can just use these in little trios. That way, if it's feeling a little bit too bold for you and you're not quite sure which direction to go in, just grab 3 in a column here. They look nicely organized aesthetically to the eye, and they're going to be really useful that way for the consumer as well. So I think that's clever. The palette's fun. I'm glad to see them doing something really bright. These are great playful colors for spring. Overall, for me, the palette is definitely the best product in this collection. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this collection. Are you a huge Lizzie McGuire fan? You're fangirling, you're excited for it. Is this going on your wish list? I always love to hear what you think about things too. Even if we disagree, it's all about sharing different opinions and hearing different perspectives. And I really appreciate how much you share of your perspectives down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending a little bit of your day here with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Ugh, I'm getting distracted by this minty, tingly lip balm, lip gloss. La la la. I don't like it. Whew. Tingly. La la la. See, I can do different stuff. I can do lime green eyeliner. Kinda. So juicy. Am I the only person that doesn't like glittery clear lip gloss? I feel so alone. I mean, how perfect are these earrings for this? Honestly, perfect. I wonder if Hilary Duff's making anything from this collaboration. I don't really have any thoughts on whether she should or shouldn't. I don't know how that works. Actually, the longer I wear this eye look, the more I like it. It's not going to become my everyday go-to or anything, but it's fun. You know, just gotta live a little. Wear neon eyeliner sometimes. Who am I? Who am I? Excuse me. Are you like me? Not really a big fan? Oh man, I hate this tingly gloss so much. Okay. It's like just random chunks of glitter and it just feels bad. It doesn't look good. I don't know if I'm more offended by the glosses or the blushes. If you love them, that's fine. It's fine. I hope you get them and I hope you love them. But I just don't love them. It's okay. We're allowed to not like the same things. Whew. No, I am not wearing either of the blushes. I am wearing a absolute ton of other products, and I thought that my cheeks looked cute and casually sweaty, and I did not want to mess them up with these tired old sparkling blushes. That's so shady. Okay, anyway. Cool. I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. I love your face so much. So much. See you soon, okay? Hang in there. You're doing a good job.